So this is an update to the earlier registry variable video, kind of just an add-on. I messed up because I missed something here, and that was this registry values option at the bottom. You notice there's no scroll bar. This is another one of those glitches in Foglight I've been telling you about that Quest just doesn't seem all that interested in fixing. The way I'm going to have to get to it is to hit View, Full Screen, Wait, and bam, there's a whole other section you couldn't even see because the scroll bar was missing. Now I went ahead and tried this in Google's Chrome, and it did work properly, but in my company, the standard is Internet Explorer on Windows XP or Windows 7 with Internet Explorer 8. So on both platforms I checked, both Internet Explorers, this did not work. Anyhow, this one is an amazing feature which I really like a lot. I wish I could use it more, but I find it confuses some people because you need to understand that host model. I keep kind of hinting at this concept of this host model. Hopefully this will make some sense when I go through. I'm going to hit Add, and I'm going to type the word host. It doesn't have to be a host. It could be a Foglight Agent Manager. It could be a particular CPU on a box. But let's just say you wanted to pick a particular scenario that you don't want. A host, for example. So I'm going to go ahead and click Next. And this guy right here, Foglight, we've decided that whenever it's this guy, we're going to have a value of -5. We're going to hit Finish. So this overrides the value for this particular host. Now you probably noticed that we also overrode it on a schedule. So there's a little bit of a conflict here. So what I'd recommend to you, in order to kind of make your life a little easier, is just pick one or the other. You're going to get real confused if you start mixing up. It might be easier to actually code the details inside the rule itself, which we briefly talked about. So the natural question is, which one has kind of precedence? The short answer is the host value overrides this. As far as I can tell, there's no way to do time and host in sorting. So you'd have to create some separate variables. That said, might be available, might be an option. I'm not aware of it if it is. But I'll show you how you could have checked that for yourself, because this can get really complicated. Check registry value. Set your time frame. I want to know for the next, I don't know, from last week to, we'll just say, the end of the month. I kind of want to see all the values you're going to have. So we'll hit Apply. We'll find collision late warning from the drop-down. This can be really cumbersome to work with. And we're going to pick host, and the host happens to be Foglight.contoso. And as you could, hopefully that's easy to read, as you can see, it went to -5. Well, let's say we didn't want Foglight.contoso. Let's just, what would be the general scoping for just a NIC? So let's just go over here. The NIC stats table we've seen, and bam. Look as it alternates as the time periods. Remember how we set that to 2 different time periods depending on time? So let's go back to two different values depending on time. Go back to Manage Registry Variables. Collision rate warning. View and edit details. And here they are. -1s are default, 10 otherwise. We have some off hours that probably weren't included in our scoping. This screen can get really confusing. Generally, you want to pick one or the other. Don't let it get complicated. You can always go into your actual rules, edit, collision. Well, we would edit the collision, although we can edit whatever we want. Just careful when you do the default alarms. We're host.name like, and then we can do some sort of like syntax where we could say, oh, I don't know, fog. In this case would be the only one we have, right? In this case, that isn't a valid name. I'm sorry. We're going to go, bam, agent.name like, and there they are. It scoped us down. So if you had a server called Apache, you could have typed the word Apache in here. Hit OK. It says it's valid, but didn't find anything. That's because we obviously don't have any hosts called Apache. That's another way you could have scoped this down without getting as confusing as using so many overrides on your registry variables. So you would have copied that and made, say, oh, let's just say you said collision, copy for Apache, where agent.name like Apache, save, and then gone back and edit this one to not include Apache, where agent.name not like Apache. Now you get the idea. I won't go through editing them all. So this is just a follow-up to the registry variable section because I missed a section. Kind of getting off a little tangent there. But let's just go ahead and back to the exercises on this. De-minimize here. Scope for a specific host. So go ahead and create that collision to some outrageously funky number for a particular host. That should be a good lab for you guys. Alright, I'll see you in the next video.